Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Making the Wish. Disney's newest cruise ship. This is from, 2022. It's an hour and 6 minutes long, and it's a National Geographic documentary, ironically enough, and it makes it clear that it's kind of a deal they made with National Geographic. I mean, hey, it's not that Disney has any lack of talented documentarians. They tend to do animals a lot, and then they get Morgan Freeman or somebody to Angela Bassett to voice what's going on. But National Geographic obviously does a whole range of documentary type stuff. This one's pretty short, but it's sort of sets. They're not Disney technically, so they kind of have an outside view of what this is, rather than sort of Disney making it on the inside about themselves. And this is essentially the making of not just a cruise ship, but like another theme park that just exists on the water. It's also a number of massive restaurants. It's a water park as well. It's an entertainment facility with concerts and fireworks, and it's a theme park. The theme park has all those things, but it's literally just another theme park that just happens to be floating, and it's pretty impressive. It starts out in Papenburg, Germany, where all the pieces are put together, and honestly, every single piece of the ship, just dozens, if not more, pieces are built separately and then sort of put together like Lego bricks, and to make a much larger piece. And even after it is put on the water, which takes years, after it's assembled, put on the water, painted really nice on the outside, made to look really gorgeous, it leaves the station, leaves the place where it was constructed. By the way, it looks like Papenburg is pretty much a small, seems like rural, of course, on the water type of community. Sheep, just grazing around here and there. But just think about these massive, massive ships that are built there. So when it leaves, it's not done. In fact, the interior is still very raw. There's open beams of steel everywhere. And as it moves into the Netherlands and then beyond, all the finishing touches are put onto it. And to say finishing touches, I mean, it's still another couple months, another couple years until the final pieces are put in place and the testing is done, which is usually done by the crew's family. Gets to put on the ship and try out all the little different things, along with the crew themselves, who hey, if you get to work on the ship, then that's fun. Imagine playing on the ship freely, and how fun that might be. But they could bring their kids, they bring their other family members, and they really just sort of give it a try. Just give everything a try. Oh, this water, water. Why can't I think of the name of a water slide? Jeez, a water slide. This water slide is broken, or it doesn't. I don't get it wet enough, or I get too wet, or those kind of things. They kind of give the feedback that's needed in order to, get the best experience possible when paying customers show up. Still months, years down the road. Some people, of course, paid for their seats, their rooms, their cabins on this ship well before this thing was ever finished, because they're super Disney fans, and that's what happens. But yeah, now I've seen models of this things at D23, and I've seen all sorts of different things over the years, and I never fully understood. I've never been on a cruise, like an actual cruise, not even like a regular cruise. I've never been on a Disney cruise, so let's, Mickey, call me. It's just, I love the engineering, the architecture that's involved, and just so many different aspects of it. Honestly, I just never really put much thought into it, other than, hey, now we got a boat that has food and tables, and then somebody sings a song, and maybe we can see fireworks, and we can do shuffleboard, and I don't know, go swimming later. That's cool. And then we just sit in my windowless cabin that I paid a lot of money for, and there's so much more. There's so much more to that. Yeah, it's Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar and just all the elements of the classic Disney characters like Mickey and Minnie and everybody else. They're all there. It's absolutely breathtaking to see something, just chunks of steel being welded together, and then suddenly, literally a castle on the sea, as one person called it, is brought to life. And yeah, it's breathtaking. But again, going back to the architecture, just the planning that goes into the food, the cooking, just folding towels. I mean, it's a hotel. It's a floating hotel. It's a floating theme park. It's a floating water park. It's a floating restaurants. It's all these things that we know and love from the parks, and all the fantasy worlds that we absorb through, Inside Out, and from Pixar, Inside Out 2, now in theaters, Inside Out, Pixar, Star Wars Galaxy, Marvel, with the actual actors from the MCU, Paul Rudd and Anthony Mackie and everybody else actually having somewhat of an interactive performance of something that's supposedly taking place right on the ship while you're eating. That's kind of cool. Yeah, sure, yeah, you don't really see Anthony Mackie or Paul Rudd going table to table, hey, saving the universe for you. No, but it's video screens and everything else, and it's still pretty dang cool. So yeah, it's now it just makes me want to go on this cruise all the more. I want to ride on the Wish. I know some people have negative thoughts about how some cruises go, but I think Disney, I would assume, has a pretty high bar that I think people would appreciate at this experience a little bit more than just, hey, I got a tan and I jumped in the pool and I drank too much, as some cruises seem to do. Anyway, this is definitely just we have had a lot of documentaries over the last few weeks, and this is definitely a different one than most of the others. It's really neat. Yeah, it's a Disney property, but it's great that we have a Disney-centric focused documentary for the first time in a while. I think I've lost track. So yeah, it's definitely check this out if you have any interest in architecture and engineering and just Imagineering, and that's what it is. This is Imagineers working on a ship. And like I said, I've never been on an actual cruise. I've been on a classic. I've been on the Queen Mary there in Long Beach, docked forever, and that thing's bigger than the Titanic, and it's old. It's a pretty old ship. I can't imagine what it would be like to just experience something like a Disney Wish cruise. So, but maybe I'll find out someday. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. Until then. 3. Could this be one of the final 101 Dalmatians? No, it's not, because we already had 3. Sorry. This thing, for some reason, it unchecks the don't pick something twice kind of thing. Number 3 here, I'm going to show you. Number 3 right there was Forever. So can't do that one. Let's pick another number. I've been really getting this a lot recently, and I don't know why. 240. Ooh, 240 feels like that's in thes. I'm not sure. Or is it Marvel's? 240. Oh, it's definitely Marvel. I was right. But no, I'm going to do it as it's picked. See, it's part of a series. Part of a series of films. But we watched them all out of order, technically. And so we're going to go with what this selected. I have not seen this in a while, but I'm looking forward to it. Sort of. People have strong feelings about these films, good and bad. But this one is the most favored amongst them, I believe, at least amongst me. Let's watch Spider-Man 2 tomorrow. Now, Spider-Man 2, from the original Tobey Maguire series of Spider-Man films, that's what we're watching next. Spider-Man 2 in the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.